All right, YouTube, I am back finally for a little bit of an update video. First off, I just want to address that, sorry I've been gone. There's just been quite a bit going on in my life recently, and I lost a little bit of motivation to make these videos. I haven't found the time, been kind of pursuing some other stuff, so. But I know I owed you guys, I see the comments, I see the comments on my Instagram too about stuff. So yeah, I just want to make this video, and this video is going to be kind of my sorry, finger, I already messed it up. See, I'm out of practice. my current rotation as of basically July 1st or June 30th, 2022. So I'll do a quick rundown. These are a Thursday sneaker, White's Bounty Hunter, Viberg service boot, White's Bounty Hunter, Benzene side zip, Roll Club Engineer, and then out of frame here is a little special guy. We'll get to that. Can't show too much of that one on camera, but we'll get to that one. So yeah, so this is my current rotation, and I apologize too for all the tools in the back there. I've been working on a side project, actually trying to make my own boot. There's a little taste of the upper there. I'll talk about that a little bit. This might be a little bit on the longer side for video. I'm not going to go into super depth about each pair, but I'll kind of talk about what I like and what I don't like about them. So starting off with these Thursdays, these are the high top sneaker in like the cacao wax flesh. It's basically just a Horween wax flesh, like dark brown. These are pretty thick. They're unlined. I just kind of wanted something lightweight, sneaker-ish, a little bit for the style, but also like, shoot, if I want to play basketball or something, with some of my family or my kids, or just activity stuff that I don't always want to wear such a heavy boot. And I really like these. I went true to size on these, so these are an 11. I'm technically on my left foot, like an 11C, right foot, like 10.5, heel to ball 10.5. So these I actually put in, if you can see in there, the green, probably can't really see too well, green super feet insoles, and they work really well. So this is the high arch green super feet insoles, and I don't like such flat footwear typically, but with that super feet insole in there, these are really comfy. They're super lightweight. They're unlined, and the wax flesh actually is chipping away quite quickly, quicker than I've kind of ever noticed on other wax flesh pairs before. They're still not the most comfortable, even with those insoles, just flat. So I guess that's my biggest complaint with these. But overall, I mean, for Thursday, pretty budget boot brand when it comes to this hobby. I think they're well made. I think they look good. They kind of scratched my itch for like the monkey boot style when I look down. Very similar style, unstructured toe. So I'm happy with those. You guys have seen these. These are the British Tan Bounty Hunters I had rebuilt by Grant over at Unsung House in Nashville. Did the Dr. Sole, the leather, JR leather sole. These are wearing in nicely. I got a shoe tree in there right now. They're wearing in very nicely. Pretty flexible with that leather sole. I do really like these. I wear them a lot. I've been, I wore like that semi-dress last so much during the Thunderdome with this pair of boots that I was kind of took a little bit of a break and wanted to kind of give some other pairs. And so I have to say, when I wear these now for like a couple days on end, they definitely hurt my arches a little bit. My feet are not as conditioned to the high arch anymore. Not that I don't still love the last, I'm wearing other boots more often now. I was wearing these a ton, and these, and so it's going kind of back and forth. It's it's not ideal. It's not a deal breaker or anything. Those two pairs of whites are sticking around forever. And now, too, I do have other boots. This is just like, these are the ones I wear the most. These are what I consider like my rotation, right? So I do still have a pair of Alden, Rare Shell, Cordovan, the Cigar, jumper boots. I'm actually trying to sell. I don't really wear those. I do have a pair of whites. That pair I did in the video, they're actually too small, the MPs, the burgundy ones. It's kind of a motivator to picking up this pair. I'll talk about that a little bit. So this is an older Viberg makeup from Brooklyn Clothing. I believe they're in Canada. I got these used. They're in really good shape though. So this is kind of the old pattern, old 2030 last. It's just a little bit different than kind of standard current 2030s. My toe's a little scuffed up. I wear these BCT, so brogued cap toe service boot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eyelets, and it's a handsome boot. I will say that it's taken me a little bit of time in this hobby to truly appreciate the Viberg service boot. I was kind of like, just not as into it as maybe some others are, and but I can kind of confidently say now that I get it, right? I definitely get it, and they're cool. That was the second pair. I picked this pair up. They're not my first Vibergs. I did have a pair of Vibergs from the Rivet and Hide. I had the Boondockers, and I felt that I sized them wrong. They're 10. Like a 10 Viber, which is an 11 US, but at the time I just think my preference was for a little bit tighter fit. So now kind of preferring a little bit more of a roomy fit, especially in the ball and the toe box. I decided to try 2030 again. I bought this pair. This is the Division Road Merriam Chiso TPR horsebutt. It has a thermoplastic resin coating on the leather that kind of chips away. And I got this pair. This does have the leather like toe puff. These are unstructured fully, old school unstructured. Again, this is the brogue cap toe service boot. Unfortunately, I did have to send these in again to Grant, same guy who did this sole at Unsung in Nashville, and he did these NOS Cat's Paw heels, Vibram 269 cowboy soles, because these things were squeaky. I had a squeaky shank, and now it's just the horse butt that's squeaky. Your typical horse butt squeak, but there's no squeak coming from the sole and the shank area, which these things sounded crazy. We did a little bit of a slight taper, kind of slight dogger heel, a little bit reminiscent of that first Viberg collab, the Four Horsemen Viberg. And I really like these boots. They're just a really nice brown. You see how that TPR really chips away quickly. They're just a really nice color brown, and they're really comfortable. I do wear both these Vibergs with the Pedog Holiday 3/4 insole. It just really helps me get that instep fit, and also these are a little bit on the flatter side of a last, so I get a little bit of the arch support in these. So I just swap them because I can't wear both pairs at the same time, so I just have one pair of those Pedogs, and I also wear them in the Roll Club Engineers. So I have 2 sets of those, and I swap them between Engineers depending on which one I'm wearing, or between these service boots depending on which one I'm wearing. Yeah, maybe if I got some, get an Amazon gift card, I'll buy a couple more sets so I don't have to swap, but it's easy enough. And, this hobby's already expensive, so anywhere you can save a buck, right? These Bounty Hunters, these were my Thunderdome pair. One of the two, you've seen the videos, I'm sure. Sorry I never did an update on that. I didn't end up winning anything, which is totally cool, and it was about having fun. And these things did great. They look good. I will say I have relegated them to straight work boot status in the rotation, but they still earn a spot. If I need to put on a boot that I know is going to handle kind of whatever I throw at it, I'm going to throw these on. They're supportive, they're beefy, it's just good leather, and they still look good doing it. But as far as wearing them casually, they're kind of off my casual list. I don't know if I just wore them out during the Thunderdome or what, but yeah, pretty much worn out. I'd say of the ones I've named so far, lately what I've been wearing the most is the Vibergs. Kind of both of them, but mostly the TPRs. So if I were to pull forward, well, you know what? Actually, I'll wait on that. Let me get through the rest of the boots. You guys have seen these? Not for a while though. Haven't done an update on these. And these are my Benzene, the Stride side zips in Horween natural CXL rough out. And man, these things, you can see that indigo crocking. These heels are getting super burnished and smooth. Toe box. The rolls, the wax flesh, you know, rough out style rolls. I love these boots so much. Partly because they're the quickest boots to put on in my collection. If I'm running out the door, you know, like shoot. And they pretty much go with anything like jeans, you know, they go with denim, they go with like a dark green. I wear the rail car flight trousers quite a bit. They go with that seaweed green. I have worn them with like a tan, you know, like a tan brown chino. They look a little weird because they're so close in color, but pretty much they go with anything. So they're just easy to throw on. They're quick to throw on. I love them. They're super comfortable. I do have to, because I have a lower volume foot, I do have to wear these with an insole. And these just have like a, what do I got in here? Oh, good old Dr. Scholl's with some pet hair, because it just happens. So Dr. Scholl's inserts, they're squishy. I wish, this is a really comfortable last. I wish that, you know, my foot was high volume enough to not need an insole in these, and I could just wear them. But without these being engineered or job for getting that strap to tighten it down, it just kind of is what it is. So I love these boots. Don't have too much bad to say about them aside from just that fitment, but that's more, you know, on me and my anatomy than on Benzene and their design. They got to design a last, you know, that fits the most amount of people possible, right? And so I have a below average foot, so it makes sense that the last is for a more average foot. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna do cons on these. So I hit a con there, kind of hit a con here with that last 2030 con. I think they're super nice, and so sometimes I do feel maybe a little underdressed when I'm like, if you know, these are like the highlight of my outfit, right? If I'm wearing these and just like jeans and a white t-shirt, like they look good, but sometimes I'm like, dang, are my shoes a little too fancy? But I don't know if that's just a personal thing. I don't know. This horsebutt is a little on the shiny side, so I'm interested to see how these kind of age with that TPR, what happens. CXL, not super, you know, formal, definitely more casual, and I did dye this edge a little bit darker. I just liked it more than the natural. It's kind of, I think it makes them stand out a little bit less. But with the brass on the Color 8 definitely does pop. So these stand out too. So that'd be my biggest complaint with them, is that they're just like, they're too fancy for my extremely casual life. Speaking of fancy, here's a new pair you haven't seen. These are Roll Club Engineers on the RC 1940 last. Hand finished black horsehide. So this is brown Horween horsehide Chrome XL that Brian the bootmaker hand finishes with like a black over dye. These have the Roll Club signature half soles. So cool with all these rivets. Those might be nails. No, those are probably rivets. With all these rivets, nails, man, these boots are just cool, right? It's I think Dr. Soul does these soles for Brian. Slightly different than my other pair. It's just like a leather sole. These have one lift lower in the heel. So not quite that full woodsman, just a little bit lower, just for my personal tastes. And, you know, full height. Well, yeah, someone was asking me recently what that full height is on these roll clubs. And so from the ground up, yeah, they're about 11 inches. There you go. 11 inches. I love these boots. I've kind of always been a little bit weirded out by black boots, especially engineers. I don't know. Like, they just kind of scream like I drive a motorcycle or something, but I think that's just kind of more of the West Coast boss look. And these things T-core like crazy fast. If you go check out my buddy Dave at Boots of Mannish Leather, otherwise known as the Vintage Future, and he got a pair of these fully blacked out edge with a full woodsman. I think his are on a leather sole also. Yeah, I believe so. His are like, they're turning brown so fast. He's posting some photos on his Instagram. But I really like these boots. Brian did a great job. This pair is exceptionally clean, and hit all my marks. There's a little bit of a sizing debacle on my first pair. So this pair is actually, that first pair was a 28 and this pair is a 29. So these are actually a full size bigger than my first pair. These olive ones, but these ones were stretched and they do fit good. They're maybe still like a tad short in a perfect world, but it's really not a big deal. I make do, you know. I got 2 pairs of roll club engineers. I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. I'll survive even if they're not, you know, extremely perfect. Brian's clicking is amazing. These things, I mean, I've worn these, you can see the scuffs. I've been wearing these boots and they like won't crease. I don't know. Is that my complaint? They don't crease. I'm trying to get those rolls, you know. It is crazy how small these things kind of feel. I mean, look how much longer that benzene is, but these still fit so well. I don't know. Brian does some weird magic with the fitting in your measurements. Really like these. I'm really happy to have a black boot in the rotation. So these, shoot, how long have I had these now? I think I got these in, I have to look on my YouTube to see when I uploaded that unboxing video. I think this was like February or early March. So these are the dark olive horsehide roll club, 1940 unstructured. These are on the leather sole with the you know, proprietary roll club heel. And I love these boots. I mean, just look at them. They're just simply beautiful. The way this toe is collapsing is super nice. You know, you compare that to the brand new 1940 toe. It looks good. It looks good. Trying to get those heels lined up, and they're just a little bit. They're really not that much smaller. They are a lot slimmer though, like silhouette wise, because that sole, right, is there's a lot less sole there, and these have a lower heel. It's gonna be hard to get that on camera. I'll line up the shelves so you can see. You can see there. So these have a lower heel, so they just are a little sleeker. I have no problems with grip on leather heels. I mean, or leather soles. I have them on quite a few pairs, and I mean, these two I wear very often, and they're good. I mean, I don't live in a super wet area. I love these boots. These things are gonna they're really sentimental. My first, like, just perfect engineer, first roll clubs. I really love the olive horsehide. It's brown, but it's just enough olive in the sun, and it just looks so good. So complaints on these, they're still kind of tough to get on. That pass through is tough to get on. I do have to wear the insoles in these. It's just not like this area, you know, ball forward. I think this last is perfect for my feet, but instep area, it's just not exactly perfect. So I do still have to wear fit aids, which is kind of annoying for, you know, a boot that costs what this costs. I mean, really the only brand I've ever pretty much encountered that I don't have to use any sort of fit aid, meaning like an insole or a tongue pad, has been Whites and Nicks. I had that pair of Prospectors, the Nicks Prospectors and the Thunderdome. I actually don't have those anymore. I sold those. Mostly due to the leather. It was just a color that I wasn't digging for, you know, kind of a lot of everyday wear. I try to keep it a pretty focused and small collection. So if I'm not reaching for it for a while, I kind of tend to let it go. I still have those Mr. Freedom Engineers. I do have to wear insoles in those, but just being brown and then having these, like, I just always grab the roll clubs. So I've tucked those things away just as, you know, I'm not going to sell them ever. They're a really special boot with a cool story. I've also tucked away that pair of Whites MPs that I have on the channel, the Cinnamon Wax Flesh. I just have other boots I choose over those. And so I like to have just less options in my closet. So I'll stick those ones up they're like actually right above me here on my workbench in the rafters and in my shoebox shelf. So yeah, this is my rotation. I do have another pair here I'll show you. I can't show you too much because these are unfortunately a prototype, but these are the Nicks tactical boots. That's it. That's all you get. So they're for sale currently. This is the first pair in Coyote. And they are super comfortable. They're so lightweight. They're 360 stitch down and they're so flexible. They're crazy. So I really can't show you too much on those. They are currently for sale. It's not like they're like super duper secret prototypes, but this is the first pair of Coyotes. So kind of just, you know, I'm giving them feedback. There's not a lot of these tactical boots out in the wild yet. So working with Nicks on those, you know, I want to shout out to them. Thanks for that. I did do a photo shoot with my friend recently, so look out like on the socials for some of those photos posted of these boots. And that pretty much wraps up my like casual boot rotation. All these boots. My favorite pair right now. Favorite two pairs, probably these and these. You know, if I had to pick 5, I don't know, maybe both roll, maybe all 3 laceless. Oh, that's tough. I might do these 5 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not a great color spectrum. I got some natural brown, only because these are a sneaker, right? If I'm thinking versatility, sneaker. And then I just really like laceless boots because they're cool, they're comfy. It's a good color range here. Brown, olive, black, natural. Boom, done. But thankfully, I don't have to do that. I can just have, you know, all the boots. So thankfully, that's just a fun kind of thought exercise. I don't actually have to do that. So I want to show you a special pair here. This is a pair I found on eBay. Look at that thing. Boom. This is a 1918 Pershing service boot. This is a U.S. military boot. This boot was actually made in 1918. The stamp on the inside confirms it. These have a leather sole. Basically, what I've seen, they seem to be the outsole and the midsole are stitched together, but there is no welt, and then the whole thing is nailed down into the insole. There's a ton of nails on the inside. Super cool months in last. And these things are definitely unissued. I mean, there's no wear on the heel. Those heel plates, that's metal. You can hear it. It's super slippery. I did put them on. They're a little big, but basically, long story short, you guys know I've done some, you know, kind of at-home cobbler repair work in the past. always had a goal of making shoes, and I saw this pair on eBay and thought that is such a cool pattern. I don't see anyone kind of replicating that pattern now that's making boots. So maybe I'll try, right? So that was my inspiration, and I just kind of went full send. So I bought these on eBay and kind of went to town starting to work on a pattern. I had a couple iterations of the pattern, and now don't. My stitching is not great because I'm using a sewing machine not necessarily meant for this type of sewing. So here's a kind of prototype working on the pattern. And that one I showed you at the beginning is my newest iteration of the pattern. And so I'm getting there. It definitely needs some work. These are not quite finished yet. I really need to just pony up and get a proper sewing machine because I'm using like a 1930s Singer 29K patcher, and it's not doing the job what I needed to do. So be on the lookout, guys. I'm not gonna be selling boots anytime soon, just making stuff for fun because you know, I'm just in a material cost and my labor, and I get to make boots rather than continue to just blow money on buying boots, which would be nice to stop at some point because I'm pretty content with where I'm at. I do have 4 pairs still coming this year. A Benzene Jodhpur that it's an overdye brown. Those are a group made to order. Stitch down. They should be done pretty soon. I have some tall lace-to-toe boots from this guy out of the Philippines called Willie's Leathers. Really cool pattern. My buddy Roger got a pair, and they're just incredible value for the price what he's charging now. What else do I have? Creosote Engineers, but those are like still 2 years away. And then, oh, actually today, I was gonna wait till they came, but I didn't want to put them in my rotation video just in case they didn't fit. I have to sell them. But I do have a pair of Onderhood SVC 03, SVC 01, can't remember. It looks like another Brogue cap toe kind of boondocker service boot pattern. So looking forward to those. When I get those, I'll try to do a video if they make it into the rotation. So yeah, thanks guys for hanging out, listening to me ramble on and show you what I've been wearing lately. If you have any questions, hit the comments, like, subscribe, share, and all that YouTube nonsense. But yeah, mostly if you got questions, hit me up in the comments. And that's it. I'll see you next time. Peace.